One of the top questions I get as a full-time reseller is how many items a day do you have to sell to make that full-time income? I'm going to break it down for you. Before we jump into this, there's a couple numbers that you're going to need to figure out. The first is your average profit per item. You're going to have to calculate that. And for this example, our average profit is going to be $10. So that means for every item that we sell, we make $10. The second number that you're going to have to figure out is your sell-through rate. And this is the number of items that you've sold versus the number of items that you have listed. In our example, we're going to use a sell-through rate of 50%. Now it's the fun part. Let's figure out how much you have to sell every single day to make that full-time income. In our example, we're going to make $50,000 a year. Now, reselling is a 365-day a year job, so we need to take our 50K and divide that by 365. And this is going to give us $137 per day. That $137 is what you have to profit every single day to make $50,000 a year. Obviously, you can change this number out. If you want to make 60, 75, 100,000, divide it by your 365, and it's going to give you the number that you need to profit every single day to make this income. Here's where we get into how many items you have to sell every single day to make this number. If you remember back here, our average profit is $10 per item. So what we need to do is divide our 137 by our $10 an item, and that's going to round up to 14 items per day is what we have to sell at a $10 profit to make $50,000 a year. So again, you take your 137 a day, divide it by your average profit per item, which in this case is $10, and now we have to sell 14 items a day to make our 50K. So that seems doable, 14 items a day. But here's the catch. We got to go back to our sell-through rate. Our sell-through rate's 50%. What that means is for every item we sell, we have to list 2 items. So now we have to go and look at our 14 items, and we have to go by our sell-through rate. So we actually need to multiply this by 2 and get 28 items is what we have to list every single day to make $50,000 a year. If you can bring both of these numbers up, it'll mean that you can list less items per day to make the same amount of money. So for example, we're going to leave our sell-through rate the exact same, but we're going to change our average profit from $10 to $20 and do the same example again. So if we go back here and now we take our 137 and divide it by 20, that's going to give us 7 items a day that we have to sell. And then if we multiply that by our same sell-through rate, we're going to leave that the same. It now means we have to list 14 items a day to make that same 50K. All because we've increased our profit from $10 to $20. And the same can be said for the sell-through rate. In this example, we're using a 50% sell-through rate. It's pretty low. If you can increase your sell-through rate, that would also mean you wouldn't have to list as many items because items are selling more quickly, not sitting on the shelf. So these two numbers in our examples would come down. Okay, we've done $10 profit, $20 profit, but what if we could get our profit up to $25? What would that look like? Let's take a look. So now we're going to go to $25 per day. What we're going to do, same thing, we're going to take 137 and divide it by $25. It comes out to be 5.5 items a day. You'd multiply that by 2, and we'd have to list 11 items a day. So we would have to sell 5.5 items at $25 to make our $137 profit every single day. And I know a lot of people are going to ask, why does any of this matter? Let me show you. I think a lot of people want to hit a magic number. A lot of people want to hit $100,000. They want to hit that 6-figure. So we need to divide that by 365. And that's going to equal $274 every single day in profit that you have to make. In fact, it's actually just going to double every one of these numbers. So if we go back and look at our average profit that we're making per item at $10 an item, if you want to make $100,000 a year, you now have to sell 28 items a day. If our sell-through rate is still the same at 50%, that means we have to be listing 56 items every day to make our $100,000 a year. And same thing, if we're at $20 an item, we're gonna have to do our 14 items a day have to sell, or 28 items listed every day. And then if we go and look at $25 per item, we're gonna be at 11 and 22 per day. I know we missed that last part in the video, but basically we're breaking it down. For $20 at 100K, it's going to be 14 items a day sold and 28 listed. At 25 average profit, it's 11 and 22. So again, that's why I want to focus on average profit. If you can raise these up, it's less items that you have to sell every single day, less items that we have to list every single day. What's that mean? Less time, because we all know it'll be much quicker to list 22 items every day versus 56 items every day to make the same amount of money. So one of the big lessons I'm hoping we take away from this is time is money. I say this all the time. So in our examples, it's clear to see if we can take the time to increase our average profit, we have to spend less time listing. So if we can bring our average profit from 10 to 25, instead of listing 56 items a day, we can list 22 items every day at an average profit of $25 to make $100,000. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what questions you have. If there's anything else that you'd like me to go over, if you want me to go over one of these in more detail, I'm happy to do it.